The Padres will regret this decision, as this player's impact on this team cannot be understated, and fans are divided by him all year long. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Very, very happy to be back after a week-long hiatus, but I'm super excited, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hot take today, and I'll get into it in just a second. Before anything, though, please subscribe. As always, we just passed, I think, 1,700, so we're getting super close to 2,000. Please, please, please get us there, and I'll love you forever. Okay, today I'm going to pose a very hot take of a question, or more of a statement, I guess. This is why we shouldn't trade Dylan Cease at the deadline. I know we've made a lot of videos, and by we, I mean Christian, a lot of videos about why Dylan Cease could go to this team and what we could get for him, Dylan Cease to this team. But I want to pose a question. I'm not disagreeing with Christian, but I want to pose the statement that why we shouldn't trade Dylan Cease. So let's start with this, right? Obviously, we know Dylan Cease has not played good this year. He's 7th in the ERA rankings for league-wise, 4.88. Obviously horrible, and that's affecting overall our team starters ERA, because right now we're in 13th with a 4 ERA. Very much affected by Dylan Cease's performances. So no one's saying that Dylan Cease is not having a bad year, right? And I've said it a kabillion times by now. Dylan Cease is a good pitcher who's pitching bad right now. And I can dive into it deeper, but I just want to explain to you now why it's not a good idea to trade him. For starters, again, he's a good pitcher, right? And you risk trading a good pitcher away that he could perform better on another team. Also, you'd be selling him at an all-time low, which means the return you would get for trading someone like Dylan Cease would be lower than you could get if you traded him last year. And obviously, you could probably still get a pretty good package for Dylan Cease because he does have a history. I mean, last year he was 4th in NL Cy Young Award voting. So he has history, but again, this year is not great, and his value would be at an all-time low. So why would you want to trade away someone who you know can be good? He threw a no-hitter last year. You know Dylan Cease can be good for prospects that, again, may or may not make the roster. If you can trade him for a catcher or a good left fielder, fine, right? But in reality, I don't think we're going to be able to get anyone super good with Dylan Cease's value right now. So why not just take the risk on Dylan Cease, iron some things out? We have Ruben Niebla on staff, and you've seen the work he can do. My favorite person in the world, Archie Cianfrocco, he had an article about Dylan Cease and why he's struggling just today after I made all of this stuff, because I tried recording this video on my laptop and it failed, but that's besides the point, right? So I don't want to do a super deep dive into what's going wrong with him, but if you guys want that video, I can make it. But I want to show you, I guess, summarize some points, just so you understand what's been happening, so I can make my final point. But as you can see from these percentile rankings, right, obviously 2024, again, 4th in Cy Young Award voting, is looking much better than it does in 2025. I mean, look at his pitching run value, his fastball run value. That's like the overall effectiveness of those pitches. So his fastball is not as effective as it was last year, right? But, I mean, key aspects of it are still around there. I mean, his expected ERA, like we said before, is not horrible, 3.65. It's not horrible. Batting average 2, and fastball velocity is still there. I mean, one thing I do want you to understand, too, is that his chase rate is higher this year, which means people are chasing up balls more this year than they did last year, and the whiff is still good, strikeouts are still good, right? Walks aren't that much worse, and people have relatively always hit him hard, but this year they are hitting him harder, right? So why are they hitting him harder? Well, I'll explain first, showing you this. Now, 2024, those are the stats breakdown of monthly. And as you can see, I want to give you a relative bit of hope. Might be a little bit of a stretch, but pre-All-Star, he had a 3.99 ERA, which is, we'll say 4, right? Post-All-Star, it was 2.66. Right now, we are in the post-All-Star area of his year. So that means things should be improving. Should be improving from now on. Should. Big word, should. Now, if you look at the stats, they look pretty even. I mean, 2.61 in April, and 4s May, June, and then a 2 in July, August, 4. So it's not like it's like a super big difference, but it's a difference, right? It's a difference. And then you can look at his stats. We've already kind of looked at the break down the percentiles, so I won't dive too deep into this one, but I mean, they look relatively the same throughout. I mean, obviously, I think 22 was his best year. I don't remember exactly what the stat line was that year, but it was probably his best year, right? And then you can look at his pitch mix. So obviously he's throwing a lot of fastballs, a lot of sliders, and that's going to be a point I'm going to make in just a second. But fastball, sliders are his usual pitch, right? And I mean, they still have great vertical break, upwards, downwards, upside downwards, whatever way, right? And then the 24, 25, again, same two pitches that are his regulars, fastball, sliders, over 1,000 times last year. Vertical drop on his slider is around the same as his vertical drop on his slider from last year, this year. Fastball, same thing too, right? But what I want you to understand about this, and this is something from the article that I'll make a deeper dive into, is that the fact that he only really throws 2 pitches, while he does have really good pitches, it affects, let's put it this way, right? People saw those pitches in 2024 and they struck out on it and they didn't hit it as well. But now that it's basically the same thing this year, hitters have started to figure it out. And you can see that in a smaller scale if you look through just like a first time around at bat, second time at bat, third time at bat. So number of pitches in repertoire, Dylan Cease, 2, right? 1,000. Overall, 358. First time around, 343. Second time, it jumps up to 359. And then third and fourth times, it jumps up to 370, which is obviously much more. So his low pitch count each batter, 340. High pitch count batter, 340. Second time around goes up. Second time around goes up. Third time around goes up. Third time goes up. So every single time he keeps throwing the same exact pitches, people are figuring it out. Right? And the other thing I want you to understand too is that his command hasn't been as good this year as it's been last year. I know his command has always been like based on pure filth, but if you're throwing a slider and it's not locating in the correct area you want it to locate, that's gone. That's getting hit hard. That's going long, gone, and deep. But I mean, Dylan Cease still is up there with strikeouts, right? I mean, he strikes people out all the time. 5th place in the past calendar year, 215. But again, like I was saying, a lot of Padre fans are calling Dylan Cease's pitching garbage, while he obviously had a pretty terrible year so far. He's got some great stuff in his arsenal. One of the best at getting swings and misses. His issues is more so command, especially with his slider. He's been pretty bad at locating his slider, unlike what he's doing most of the last year. He's been hanging a lot of sliders in the middle upper part of the strike zone, and unfortunately in the pros, all it takes is one bad pitch for the game to change. Yes, so I know I'm giving you these negatives, but what does that mean? That means, again, I mean, I've shown you his pitch arsenal. If he starts throwing more varied pitches that he knows he can throw, he can start fooling batters, and his command issue won't be as bad, because when you're throwing a slider, it breaks different than a sweeper. When you're throwing a fastball, it breaks different from a sinker. So it gives more confusion towards the batter. Because if you see a ball going 90 miles per hour and then it goes beep, like a sinker, that's going to confuse him. 97 now. Now, obviously, a fastball is faster than a sinker, so that's going straight, but it's going at almost 100 miles per hour, which, again, basic logic, is going to fool more batters. So if Dylan Cease makes that adjustment, even if he doesn't locate his sliders as well, I think genuinely what all he needs to do is just change the way, or change his pitching lineup, pitch mix, better word, pitch mix. So if Dylan Cease genuinely can do that, and I genuinely think he can do that, he could be not just one of the best pitchers in our rotation, but could go back to being one of the best pitchers in the league with just those small adjustments. And like I said, I can dive much deeper into it in a separate video if you want me to, but genuinely the Padres will regret trading Dylan Cease for the second half, because he could be, and he needs to be, one of our best pitchers. Because like I said before, my theory, if you make the playoffs, you need at least 3 star pitchers to win the World Series. Do I have data to back that up? No, just my feeling for what I've seen. But Michael King, when he's back, Dylan Cease, Nick Pivetta, 1, 2, 3. Throw in Yu Darvish for 4. Genuinely, our rotation could be set. And I think Dylan Cease has the tools, has the support system, has everything he needs to come back to how he was in 2024. And I want you guys to believe that. Trading him now would be a mistake. That's what I wanted to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how you feel. Do you really still think we should trade away Dylan Cease, or do you want to keep him now? How do you feel about my takes? Do you think I'm stupid? Do you miss me? Please tell me you did, because I had FOMO. I was like, oh, I wish I could make a video right now. It was hard. But yeah, I'm back for sure. So thank you for waiting, and thank you for being patient. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day as always. I'll have a game recap today because game recaps are finally back. Whoopsie-doo. And yeah, actually, I think this video will be posted tomorrow, so the game recap will already be out. So ignore that. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe as always, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Goodbye. Go Padres. Goodbye.